Hey, Dave from cheapwinefinder.com with the third installment of our Halloween Wines 2020 series. And this time we have what do we got here? Let me grab the bottle. And it is Chronic Cellars Pink Pedals. That's Pedals as in bicycle. And it is a Halloween wine because the label has a female skeleton, nicely dressed, for a bike rider. Riding a pink bike with a basket in front, and in the basket there is a skeleton dog. Not scary, but in the Halloween kind of Day of the Dead kind of thing going on. The skeleton's just white, it's not painted. But there we go. And it's kind of funny because when I was looking to find wines for, this series, I found a red wine from Trader Joe's and a white wine and I think a Chardonnay, and now I found a Rosé. I pick wines with skeletons on it so often that I didn't really leave a whole bunch for myself. And there's a reason why I pick that, because my theory is that you actually can, you can't choose a book by its cover. Well, you can choose a wine by its label, because a skeleton wine is going to be a ripe, bold, juicy wine, but adult. It's for some reason it's aimed at a certain group that likes their wines a certain way, likes their labels a little off kilter, but wants an adult wine, and that's what we have here. This is not a fluffy little light and breezy rosé. It's got some body to the palate. It's kind of a firm, sleek wine. The nose is, subtle, but, interesting. It's got some flavors. I'm going to take a sip. It's one of those wines that kind of grow on you as you drink it. You at first you go, and then you kind of get what's going on. And there's green apple, there's cherry, there's little creamy thing. I'm not sure where that's coming from, if it's on lees or whatever. It's got really good acidity. It lets the flavors unfold, and plus it gets you reaching for your glass a little bit sooner than you normally would. But it doesn't bite, because sometimes you can get a little bit too much acid in these wines, and this one doesn't have that. So it's a pretty nice little, it's not, I think I found it for 12. These are wines that are sold at Whole Foods. You find them a lot in supermarkets. You can find them in wine shops too. But they were the sons of the man who ran Peachy Canyon Wines broke off on their own and started this label back in the late 2000s. And what happens when you get a hot wine, and it happens all the time, is that the demand grows to the point where you have to make more and more wine, and to do that you need more money. So it means you have to go in debt to do that. And when you got a hot wine, there's always someone there who wants to throw a bunch of money at the label you've already brought, up to where people are looking for it and liking it. So it's like a choice. Do I go into debt, or do I take their money? And I can think of a whole, and I'm not sure that that's what they did. It's the Beckett brothers. I don't know what their mindset was, but I've seen it time and time again that people, all these big name wine brands are all owned by somebody who didn't start them. And a lot of them, because they just had to, it's either go into debt or take a huge amount of money. And when you have that as a proposition to you, people take the money. The Beckett brothers, who made the Chronic Cellars and were the sons of Peachy Canyon, are now running Peachy Canyon again. So if you like Chronic Cellars, start looking for Peachy Canyon. And this is a pretty decent, even when it's not Halloween, this is a year-round rosé. It's got some body. It's 88% Syrah, 12% Grenache. It's kind of a Rhone style. The French know what they're doing with Rosé, and this kind of follows. That's from Paso Robles AVA, 100% from Paso Robles. Contracted vineyards. Chronic Cellars doesn't have their own vineyards, but that's okay. And that's it. We got more wines coming up. Our fun times is when we get into the holiday seasons. We got things happening. So on to the next one. Keep it cheap. And I'll talk to everybody in a little bit. Bye-bye.